So, hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I think it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream today because it's been a really long week for me due to it being a holiday week over in America, but I think it's finally done. Here's hoping. No more fireworks, please. I've had 5 straight days of not sleeping due to fireworks, please. I am so tired. But I really want to play a little bit of video games, and because I haven't streamed something in a really long time, Genshin's kind of in the middle of an update. I don't have the stamina for Star Rail at the moment, and I probably need to grind a whole lot more still, so welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV! I genuinely forget what we were doing. Apparently we earned some achievements, but I don't know what these all are. I think it's for starting a whole bunch of, like, classes. I'm just gonna exit out of that. I don't need it at the moment. Hello ZT, freak meowdy to you too. We're just doing a shorter stream today since I haven't done one all week. So, I kind of forget what was up. Oh right, it tells me on the right hand side. I forgot. Saw that one coming. Report to Yeeth? Is that Yeeth? I don't know how to pronounce that. So let's actually get out of the inn. Exit. Yes. Have to teach myself how to play. Again. It's been really loud here too, really. It was a long week. So many fireworks. I'm done with fireworks. Fireworks are hopefully over. Too many booms. I had zooms during the day, because they were practicing F-16s over my house, and I had booms at night, so your girl did not sleep a wink. Bren tired. Right, I think it's in here. So, good to be back even just a little bit. It's not here. Is it further in? Maybe it's not in here. I can't tell where it wants me. It's not you. I haven't gotten far enough along yet for it to be him. Maybe it's further out. I kind of feel like the camera's fighting me for some reason. Like, I move it one way and then it moves back. I don't know if it's a setting that I've misconfigured somehow, or if that's just how this game is, and I'm not used to it anymore. Ah, it's over here. Oh, it's the dancing instructor. Well, I don't know what sorcery you worked, but the younglings are back, and I do believe we've reached an accommodation. 'Twould seem I was stricter than I imagined, and loosening up a bit has made a great difference. This dance is the Feast of the Harvest, to give thanks to Nafika and the elementals. There must be no aggression in this dance, lest the matron be angered. It is very, very important, so not a dance for me to do then. I do realize I haven't made the best first impression, having you fetch my students for me. To make it up for you, will you let me show you their dance? Think of it as a kind of peace offering. Doing this in the rain just makes it all the funnier to me. Like it's a downpour on our head and we're learning how to do this silly little dance. One that's meant to have no aggression despite the fact that I'm playing basically as a berserker. A Moon Tribe Aura berserker. Keep that in mind as this happens. I love that I'm being watched in the background. I'm just being stared at by my new carpenter boss. Why, you were a born dancer. And so say we. Comes a sailor from the sea to show the ladies how it's done, and so say we, and so say we. Swings his axe and says, remember, shiver, shiver me timbers, and so say we, so say we. Oh gods no! Master Beaton, what have you done? You've brought a weapon to the sacred dance. The matron forgive us, we are surely doomed. Madam, this is a crafts tool, not a weapon. I mean, technically I could be a weapon, but... He just wanted to join in and have fun. Master Beaton, you scared her off. We were having fun. Timber Master Beaton, wasn't that a sailor song? How do you know it? Never mind how I know. More to the point, what could have troubled Mistress Yeeth so? And yet his dance has cleared the rain. Perhaps the elementals are not so angry after all. You did! She said you're supposed to be peaceful or the elementals will be upset, and you know how uptight she gets. Of course the relationship never does run smooth, child. You will all discover this in time. I was kind of worried that he was going to get kicked in the shins. Like, it's supposed to be peaceful. He chooses violence. Anyway, we get a new emote, which is the silly little dance we did before, the harvest dance. You have learned the emote harvest dance. Indeed. Why do people call her Master Beaten? I think that's his name. I think he's just unlucky. I mean, he's master because master carpenter, but as for the other part, his mother might have been vindictive. I don't have an answer for that one. Slay the ground squirrels, deliver harbor herring. I might put that one on hold in my quest journal. How do I open this again? I forget. Right, there we go. Gathering fishy, no. Journal, it's just the journal. Okay, coral, sense and sensibility, no. Bigger fish, let's just block that out for now. We'll get to it later. Let's see, incense and sensibility, speak with Brea. Let's do that one. That is over in the other area. Get that out of the way for you guys. Which is this way. Our MSQ is going to be over here too. I'll get it on the way out. Knowing my luck, it's going to send me right back in. And there's more. Oh wait, no, that's for the white mage. Some other time. I am working on some OC lore in the background for this character, and I've been running it by a few friends. I'm just sort of fleshing it out before I spill it all in stream. Yes, I'm Brea, but I'm also awfully, you say Lady Melaine herself asked you to assist me? In that case, I suppose you might lend a hand, especially as mine appears to be shaking, though only very slightly, not that it's anything to worry about. Mere nervous energy. I would be exceedingly grateful if you would take this Azemia rose oil and refill the sensors. There are at least 2 that require attention. Please have care not to disturb the conjurers amidst their meditations. You must be as quiet and unobtrusive as possible. Yeah, and I want to get some of this out of the way so I can get more story quests. That's another reason it's not fully fleshed out yet, is I need to learn more about the overall lore, and the only way for me to do that is to go further into the game, so... Yay! It's a cycle. Brea is busy with permissions for the coming ceremony and needs an adventurer to bring her scarlet oil. Might you perchance be comfortable around Vilekin? If so, I have urgent need of your assistance. You see, I was preparing for the forthcoming auguries when I found, to my great embarrassment, that we lack the requisite quantity of scarlet oil. It's not too much to ask. I would be most grateful if you could resupply us in the time of the ceremony. Scarlet oil can be harvested from ladybugs, such as those found near the Bannock. 6 of the Vilekin should yield the necessary amount. Pray return to me as soon as you have it. Okay, and there's a sensor down here. Is this... yeah. Rose oil. There's the other one. So every little bit counts. It'll be a smaller stream today, but it still counts towards getting things done. My thanks. I must admit to being rather impressed by how faithfully you followed my instructions. I had always been considered adventurers to be an uncouth and rowdy lot, but I see you are capable of courtesy as well. Lady Melaine has a fine eye for character. You should feel honored that she chose you for the task. Probably potions. Okay. Ground squirrels, ladybugs. Alright, let's do MSQ. Unless I see something else that pops up along the way. You are the Lominsan Envoy, begging your pardons, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. Please come with me.
So you are the Lominsan Envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Cartano. To think that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknownst to us, the Garleans sought not to best us in battle, but moved instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon, Dalamund, will be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched for the Contino Flats, and there met the 7th Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again, yet the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Dalamud continued its descent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire upon Eorzea. The 7th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blinking of an eye, while our own forces fared little better. That any among us were spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land which had but moments before been aflame now seemed to me a place unknown, not simply ruined, but changed. Archon Louis Sois may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Carthanau. I can't. Some of these are a little hard to pronounce. I'm gonna have to get good at French with Genshin's French update coming soon. And so we were left with countless questions, and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity, as the devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nations nigh to waste, and to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, while the Empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzea. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yet if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united against more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the Alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. You have done the people of Eorzea a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You, meanwhile, are bound next for Ul'Dah, are you not? Please send the Flame General my regards. Ah, and if you would be so kind, I should appreciate it if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late. My wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. Thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Ul'Dah and beyond. Alright, technically I think it wants me to go to Ul'Dah next. Yeah, speak at the airship landing, but there's other stuff I want to do around here first. I want to explore a little more. So I think I have all of Gridania unlocked. Don't I? Yeah, I do, because I have access to the outside. But let's actually go outside. So, should I go? See how this is all, like, not filled in yet? That's because I haven't gone outside. I need to go touch grass. I know I can warp from there, but I kind of want to go outside normally the first time, which would be this way? I think this way. Oh, how I wish Run just auto-refilled in towns. It's not like I've got enemies to outrun. Let me sprint indefinitely in cities. Please. Okay, Blue Badger Gate. There we go. Central Shroud. Of course, the enemies here are really low level, because this is technically a starting zone, too. Which one was it that I... Yeah, this. Just getting some questing. Obtain Scarlet Oil. These squirrels sound like guinea pigs. Oops. I have angered the tree, but it is fine, for I am more powerful than the tree. You can switch to range DPS to always run in cities. Oh yeah, because they have the Peloton skill, don't they? And I get a new ability. What is this? Reprisal. Reduces damage dealt by nearby enemies by 10%. Okay, I'm going to keep it probably in that zone for now. Eventually this is going to get swapped around as I get more combos for like the overpower and stuff, but for now, as I'm relearning. I just have a couple classes that I want to do as my main story classes. Like I said, I have a certain DPS already in mind. But the other ones I kind of want to, for character like development purposes, I will put the other ones in their own videos, I think, and I will do them eventually for story. But I kind of want to do them somewhat separately to weave them into like my character's lore, if that makes sense. So they'll all be getting done. They're just not going to be getting done like at the same pace together. I might change my mind, but we'll see. Suba Kamazam, a soldier of the Bannock, wants you to track down some initiates that failed to appear for training. Ah, perfect timing. I was looking for a likely person to track down some Twin Adder initiates. 3 of our newest recruits have failed to report for training, exhausted from a month of solid drills, I expect. Considering their current physical state, I'd rather doubt they've wandered far. Oh gods, please don't mention the wild beasts. Or blood. They're fine. I'm certain of it. Seek out my wayward troops and tell them to report back to me on the double. Once a serpent at the Bannock is seeking a volunteer to gather materials used in training recruits. Ho there, adventurer. If this is work you seek, then look no further. The instructor Marisutel needs a volunteer to bring him some bog Yarzan shells for the recruits to practice on. You'll find Yarzans in the river south of here. Yeah, the big, daddy long legs. Once you've pried open the carapaces from 4 of the creatures, take them to the instructor. This one's taking a nap. Yo, just a few more minutes, Mom. Huh? Sergeant Kamazam? Oh, F droppings. I must be late for training. To be fair, I did fall asleep outside of a class once. And everybody knew I was snoozing there, and nobody came to get me. I was so mad. Gotta be around here somewhere. Hello? Random recruit hiding in shadows, where you be? You better not be behind these arrows. Never stand behind those, IRL. It's a good way to get shot. Maybe he's up here. No? Maybe? Down by the river, perhaps? The foliage is in my face. Well, the Barg Yarzans are here. Might as well get some of these while I'm at it. I found one! He's up there. I'll tend to you in a minute. These shadows kind of make it hard to see. Such a soothing sound. One day I shall build a home by the river. Who are... You say the sergeant's looking for me? How could I have been here? What bell is it now? Stand aside. I must make haste. There's one more? Really? Okay, I would assume an edge. Wouldn't be hiding like up here, would they? I swear with some NPCs, they tend to be like behind trees or something. Yeah, I think places with a lot of foliage like this are probably going to really benefit from the 7.0 graphics update. Especially since I don't think the PS3 version is even active anymore, is it? I know the PS4 version is, but I don't know if the PS3 version is. Okay, we're outside the zone. Let's get back in. Maybe he's in the tree. Well, technically, not the tree I meant, but I'll take it. Can you not see I'm attempting to become one with nature? Leave me be. What? Sergeant sent you? Matron's teats? I better get back before she makes me her boot one with my backside. I can read today, totally. I was thinking they were going to be, like, in here, but I guess not. Thank you. All the initiates are now present and accounted for. It's always the same, you know. A handful of recruits invariably lose focus a short while after being assigned to their new unit. That first rush of tension and excitement wears off, and the strain from constant drills begins to show. Reprimanding them isn't always the best solution, though. I've their morale to think about, after all. Still, I might give them a quick blast for a good measure. What can I say? It's one battle I'm not afraid to fight. I think there's a gemstone out here, too. There is aetherite. terminology. The thing with the classes, too, is I kind of want to focus on my main ones, but at the same time, I want to cut down on on-stream grinding as much as possible. Quest kills are one thing, like I'm doing right now, but like repeated dungeons and whatnot, I want to try and avoid. And particularly keep those to like my own time. So that's why I'm kind of deciding, like, do I want to do job quests that aren't my mains in like their own dedicated videos that I just stitch to go together over the course of a couple days? Because like once I get far enough in the MSQ, I know for a fact that I can knock out jobs by repeating dungeons over and over so easily. I can get them done in like a day or two. But it's also just a lot of repeat grinding if it's a stream in and of itself, so I might just record those and upload them as their own parts. Otherwise, it's me taking on a job and then never getting to it until I'm like 50 levels in. Margarita has information that may interest wealthy adventurers. Where the heart is. Lavender beds. Oh, this is for Gridania housing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not an adventurer. I've seen you running to and fro, set in a grim determination as adventurers are wont to do, hence my presumption. If so, I have information which might interest you. Rumor has it that plots within the lavender beds are to be auctioned off. What's more, bidders need not even be Gridanian. Any old adventurer or wandering minstrel could be, with sufficient funds, purchase land and build their own home. Considering how discerning the elementals tend to be about who can and cannot reside within the Twelveswood, it's rather surprising, if not hard to believe. But if there is truth to these rumors, well, who hasn't dreamed of owning their own forest cottage, perhaps with a small vegetable garden and a stable large enough for a chocobo or two? I wish. You know, should your travels take you to the mirror planks, where the ferry to the lavender bed is, perhaps you'll find a Twid Adder representative who can tell you more. I would be shocked if they weren't involved in such a monumental change in policy. An Ul'Dah merchant by the name of Kukuvachi seeks an adventurer to make some inquiries on his behalf. You there, adventurer. Yes, you will suffice. I have a job I need performed, and I'm willing to pay the going rate. A trifling task, really. I simply need to ask the locals here at Bent Branch Meadows what the head wrangler covets most in the world. This is a private matter, lest you doubt, so be sure to inquire discreetly, and please, for the love of Nald, do not reveal that you are my employee. In fact, it would be best if my name wasn't mentioned at all. Someone's got a bad reputation. What does Keitha covet most? Why do you wish to know? Wait a minute, that old Don merchant put you up to this, didn't he? He's wasting his time with that approach. The man is serious about owning a chocobo. He'd be better served by convincing Keitha of his intent to provide the bird with proper care and attention. If you need a chocobo, why do you have to buy it from here? I'm sure they have chocobo stables all over the realms. Ooh! That's right! We get lightning sometimes! I'm like, what the heck is... Oh, it's a pig. Chocobo up here. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with my screen? But it was, in fact, a feature. I thought my graphics card was flipping out again. Keitha? The only thing Keitha wants for her birds is to be happy. If she cares for anything besides the well-being of the chocobos, then I've not heard of it. What's that about Miss Keitha? Doing that peddler's dirty work, are you? If that halfwit thinks some shiny trinket will move her heart, then he's dafter than he looks. Any fool can see Miss Keitha is only interested in her birds. Tell Kukuvachi, from me, that if he persists in harassing the head wrangler, the wood whalers will remove him from the Bent Branch Meadows for disturbing the peace. Got that? Yes, sir. Do not mess with she who has the patience of birds. Remember, birds are basically like toddlers with knives for faces. Well, do you plan to keep me in suspense? I must have a chocobo for my very... What is this? They told you nothing of her material desires? The stubbornness of those Gridanians is infuriating, and I should have known better than to hire a buffoon for such delicate work. To think the amount of gil I have wasted on this fruitless venture. Oh, cease your mewling. I promised you a reward, and a reward you shall have. Now leave me to my misfortune. Alright, is this any better than anything I have? I don't know. I can't tell. Strength and dexterity. Probably not, but it's a wrist, not a ring. I don't know. Actually, let me... I don't remember what I have. I have... For wrist. Oh yeah, this is like way better. This has like everything on it, and I don't have to worry about replacing it all the time. It's also gonna spirit bond to me pretty soon. So, EXP boost. This has like one of everything. This is one of everything. I'm guessing these were like introduced later or something. And so these quest rewards would have been good in the past, but not as much in the present. Liliquat at Bent Branch Meadows wishes you to procure fence building materials from Diremites. Greetings. You have the distinct air of an adventurer. Might I trouble you for some assistance? In recent days, a heartless cat has been sneaking into the ranch to scare our chocobos. The poor birds are in a state of constant unease, wondering when the next fright will come. Sounds like my week too, buddy. It is my hope that extending the fencing will help keep the intruder out. To that end, could I ask you to procure some strands of Diremite web? They make for surprisingly sturdy construction material. You should be able to obtain web from the Diremites themselves. There are usually a few to be found roaming the lands around the ranch. 6 strands should be sufficient. Yep, we do the same thing with our garden here. We wrap fishing wire around the garden because if an animal like bumps it but they can't really see it, it sort of spooks them back a little bit. So they don't end up eating all our veggies. It doesn't hurt them whatsoever, it just freaks them out a little bit. So it's an excellent deterrent. If they can see a fence, they jump the fence. If they don't know that there's a fence, but they can feel that there's a fence, they don't risk it. Just a little farming hack for you, I guess. Oh yeah, we've also had to put, jars of Epsom salt around the garden this year too, because apparently there's like a lot of woodchucks this year. And they don't like the smell of Epsom salt. It doesn't hurt them, it's just salt. You use it to bathe in, but they don't like the smell of it, so it helps keep them away. Have you come to train? Here are some shells. Oh, not a new recruit? Then what? Ah, the Yarzen shells I ordered. I see he's learned to delegate authority, if nothing else. Now that I have these carapaces, I can set my recruits to some specialized drills. They are already adept at hitting a target, of course, but they need practical knowledge of exactly where a monster like the Yarzan is most vulnerable. Thanks to your efforts, I have no doubt they will fare rather better against the creatures when called upon. You should be proud of yourself. Both A and the Bannock are safer thanks to your help. Ooh, we get food. I'm just gonna go with the money, since I'm eventually gonna make enough of my own food. I'm gonna do the, hand and land quests partially on stream, just because I'm going to use them for grinding in between anyways, but the actual, like, fighting job quests, I'm still on the fence about how I'm going to do. Like I said, once I get enough of the, duties opened up, I can genuinely get them done in about a day, so I might dedicate a day to just recording those and then making them their own episodes. Where am I going? I'm sort of just wandering around. Diremite webs. Where are these? This way. You know how people, like, walk around in circles while they're talking on the phone because it helps their brains? I think I do that in virtual reality. I just sort of talk and walk in a circle, with no destination. So what was that about range DPS? Because I can throw the axe. I can throw the axe quite a ways, right? Here. I've attracted the hornets. That's fine, they can go down too. Is this something? Oh no, that's something else. That is a different, that is the lavender beds quest of box of, oh, latex. It wants me to get latex. That's gonna be at the entrance. Let's finish this first and then I might come back. Because I definitely don't want to accidentally piss off the dire mites and stuff around here. You can take a whack at enemies while in botanist form, but you aren't going to do a whole lot of damage. It's sort of a last resort sort of thing. Ah, you've returned. Tell me, were you able to procure the dynamite web I requested? Yes, these will do nicely. These are perfect for binding posts together. Were I still in Ishgard, I would never have entertained the notion of using such a bizarre material in this manner. Oh, I did not mention I was from Ishgard. Well, Gridania is, in actual fact, my second home. My native land was once famous for its chocobo stables. No man in Eorzea could speak of the creatures without his thoughts turning naturally to Ishgard. Sadly, however, that time has passed. I left my homeland to accept employment here at the ranch, instructing others in the methods of chocobo husbandry, yet I found that it is often I who am the recipient of others' instruction, and on a great many matters. Truly, one can never know what life may hold in store. Yeah, other cultures have their own way of doing things, and sometimes you can learn a lot by swapping trade secrets. Sometimes you get so set in a way that you kind of forget that there isn't only one way. Okay, there's more down here. Should I? Oh, there's also going to be a porter. I should talk to the porter. Did I already talk to the porter? It says Choco Keep. You don't have a thing over your head. Well met. May I interest you in a porter? I guess I don't have to unlock that one? Maybe I already did? Normally they need me to talk to them in order to unlock them. Hopefully soon I can get my own chocobo and this will go by a little faster. I think it's level 30? Finay has worked for a meddlesome adventurer. Another god's damn adventurer desperate to stick her nose in everyone's business in it, then seek out the groundskeeper of the Tamtara Deepcroft. You'll find him in a shack just outside the entrance, as the hermit is all too happy to live close to his work. When I last patrolled the area, I could hear him swearing inside his shack from the road. I know not what vexes the man, but I suspect he'll welcome your presence more than I. Honestly, though, mood. Okay, that's the Deepcroft. after a bit of work, are ya? I have been tasked with what needs doing. Take these Nemea lilies and leave them at the top of each barrow. You've doubtless seen the bones returned to life by foul magic, shambling around and harassing their surviving comrades. It hurts my soul to see it, adventurer. I cannot abide by such blasphemy. 'Tis me hope that the lilies soothe their spirits and help them return to the matron's bosom. See me when you're finished. I think they're gonna be inside with the spooky, scary skeletons. I think. Maybe it's on top. I don't see it in there, so it must be... Let's not aggro the spiders. The scorpion spiders. Technically, scorpions are cousins to spiders, but whatever. Here we go. The arachnids, there. And this one looks like it's going to be cranky. It just has that aura about it. A firefly? I'm being harassed by fireflies. What are you, like a pyrefly from Final Fantasy X? You're technically a soul? Or the energy left behind by souls? What are you? You're very angry for a glow bug. You've done the holy work this eve. I cannot fathom what could drive the dead to rise up and seek to do us harm, but I pray this helps put an end to it. May the matron watch over and keep you safe. Ooh. Yeah, it's money. These boots are not made for walking. Time is it? 3. Got another 2 hours. I say shorter stream despite the fact that I fully intend to be here for another 2 hours because I'm used to these being like 6-hour-long sessions. Let's see what you got now. You must be desperate for work indeed if you would speak to me a second time. Either that or you've never learned to leave well enough alone. If you're so bloody eager, then here's another job for you. Head on over to the hedge tree and clear out some nests of sarcophagus slugs. All you need to do is sprinkle some of this flat ale on the ground where you find the moist depressions. You should soon be up to your armpits in slugs. Don't let any of the buggers slither away, and make sure to find and clear out all of the nests. Yep, slugs don't like salt. The problem being if you salt them, it also salts the plants, and it can kill whatever's in your garden. Personally, I use crushed up eggshells. You can just crush the eggshells with your hands. And slugs, it doesn't hurt them per se, but they do not like to crawl over the eggshells because they're sharp. And it also provides great nitrites for your garden. So having eggshells just sprinkled around like a little salt circle around your plants greatly helps to keep out the slugs. Flat ale. Well, you can tell they don't drink as much as the Lominsians, but by the sheer fact that they have any ale to go flat. Also, ale is like beer, like flat beer. Plants love flat beer. Also, pasta water. Provided that it's cooled. Do not put hot pasta water on your plants unless you want steamed veggies. That's all the wrong way. But like cool pasta water? A lot of plants love cool pasta water. I feel like this is turning into a botany stream. Anyway, back to where I was before. Judging by the looks of you, no slugs escaped unharmed. I don't suppose you have the faintest notion of what the Tamtara Deepcroft is, do you? It's the final resting place for those who perished during the calamity. The slugs you so handily dispatched were feeding on the flowers we had laid there in remembrance of the fallen. The monsters multiply and food grows scarce. Perhaps there was naught else for them to feed on, but those wreaths disturbed thus was more than I could bear. And now I've said too much. Here, take your reward and leave me be. Just go for money. And now let's head the other direction. Berth, a local at the Mirror Planks, is looking for someone to retrieve her fishing rod. You seem a capable sort. Would you mind running to the Lily Stone and retrieving my favorite fishing rod for me? I was happily dropping a line or two into the water, you see, when I suddenly noticed some ghostly sphere of fire bearing down from me from behind. In a blind panic, I twisted around and flung my rod at the apparition before fleeing back to the planks. I dimly remember the rod passing straight through those unnatural flames and hitting the side of the tent I set up for the afternoon naps. It's probably still there, but I can't bring myself to... You'll go in my stead? Oh, thank you. It went through the flames, you say? Yes, that flames are plasma. They are not... Yeah, anything goes through fire. It's fire. Ah, perfect. You're just in time to help deliver some goods that arrived not moments ago. Allow me to double-check my manifest. Now listen carefully. Take the suit of plate mail to the Darnament. He's the guard you see right over there. The Muntoy beans belong to Kylie, and the smoked crayfish balls to my friend Berth here. That's it for this load. A strapping adventurer like you should barely work up a sweat, am I right? The cargo you're looking for hasn't moved since they unloaded it at the end of the pier. Much obliged. Also, people here can cast magic. How do you know it was an elemental? If anything, if it wasn't elemental, it would have pinged off of it, because elementals are physical. Alright, mail. Beans. Fish balls. Got something for me? Yep. It was right on the end of the dock, but I guess you can't pick it up yourself. Oof. What is... Ah, my new plate mail. And what would the Wood Whaler want with metal armor, you ask? Let's just say that after a number of engagements with Garly and heavy infantry, my mind has been open to the protection such steel encasements can provide. Just good luck with the maneuverability that is required of a bow. I guess if you don't have it on your joints... You just have chainmail on your joints, and you only put the heavy mail on your arms, and on your chest it would work. One, two, three. No, this won't do at all. I'm sure I heard Weloff mention the shipment had... fish? You here for fish? Oh, why, thank you very much. It would have been a short afternoon of fishing if this bait hadn't arrived. He was right next to you, and yet he made you deliver it to me. They should be here by now. Here's your beans. Are those Muntoy beans? Praise the matron. It's my job to pick up provisions from the pier and deliver them to the settlements in the area, but I couldn't leave without the beans. Now I can finish loading up my cart and be on my way. Thank you for your help. Bro, they were literally all right here. All done then? Excellent work. Excellent work. Swift and sure, adventurers are such handy individuals to have around. If we leave cargo piled up on the pier, the next crew has no room to unload their shipment, you see. It can be backbreaking work, but someone has to do it. Yeah, most of these from here to Ul'Dah is probably going to be monetary rewards for me. Especially since I'm going to start being able to, like, make my own garments. And they're going to be better than anything I can get in quests, so eh. A resident of the Mirror Planks is seeking someone to assist him in his work. Again. Can interest you in another job. This one will ask a little more of your skills, I promise. The last one didn't ask anything of my skills. What I need is for you to spot some of those hornet swarms you see buzzing about the place and collect their husks. About 4 bags worth should be enough. What am I going to do with a pile of dead vilekin? Well, the sooner you give them to me, the sooner you'll find out. So I think, too, good evening to you. What can... you wish to know about the auctions. Very well, allow me to explain. There's a growing concern that our immigration policies may have been a tad restrictive in the past. And so the Seedseer Council and the Order of the Twin Adder have, with the blessing of the elementals, decreed that the lavender beds be set aside for adventurers. Adventurers who possess the necessary funds to purchase and maintain their estates, that is. Oh, that's right. I have a friend mention that he needs to log in soon, because otherwise, don't they, like, literally foreclose your house in this game if you don't log in enough? Like, if you don't log in within a month? Should you look upon the beds with your own eyes, though, I think you'll agree that it's well worth the price. Have a word with the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you across. A recruit stationed at the pier can tell you more about the beds once you've arrived. To proceed with the quest where the heart is, the lavender bed, you may visit any residential ward within the lavender beds. So I think I need to talk to the skipper. The ferry is bound for the lavender beds. Will you be traveling with us? Select, I guess. Ward 1, whatever. I don't know what the wards are. I'm just going here for the quest and coming out. The big tree in the distance reminds me of my starting city in Final Fantasy XI. Oh, this already is unlocked. I don't need to mess with it. Greetings, Venture, and welcome to the Lavender Beds. Is there an event going on? Oh, you come at the behest of a Gridanian woman. I regret to inform you that these plots are reserved for adventurers. Your friend will not be permitted to take part in the auctions. You, on the other hand, will be more than welcome to participate. Should you have a mind to purchase a plot for yourself, pray speak with the resident caretaker. He can guide you through the process. Yeah, this is event music, isn't it? Is there something going on? I'm probably not high enough level to interact with any of it. This is all just one big mystery to me. Like I said, I think something's going on, but I do not have the clout to engage. Alright, take me back. Leave residential district. Four of these. 2. Sometimes, too, you can't find any because they need to respawn. Somebody else took them out. Back this way. I think I'm gonna go to the right first, and then I'm gonna come back across since it's gonna have me go into the town again. Rather than zigzag all over the place. Alright, this one's probably gonna be the fishing rod. That for some reason she threw instead of using it as a stick. Oh, I'm probably too high level for them. That works for me. Is this what she was talking about? It's just a regular coal fire. Here you go. Here's your stick. Did you find my fishing rod? Sure did. Yes, this is it. Thank Nofika you came along. I just can't fish without anything else. The vilekin and such around these pose no threat to me, but the flames? I've never seen the like. I wonder if I will ever build up the courage to fish in the Lilystone again. I wonder what it was. One sec, let me... need to check something really quick on my end. Let me... Sorry, I feel like I hear voices. It's probably my neighbors in the backyard, like, cleaning up their mess. They... It looks like a disaster zone after 4th of July. Their entire yard, like, every few inches is just casings left over from fireworks, so it's a mess. It's a hot mess. Wait, that's a pun, isn't it? Dang it. You have the husks? Good, good. Hand them over then. Ah, these are perfect. Hope they didn't sting you too terribly. Now all we need to do is take some bottles of liquor and squeeze these beauties inside like so. And there we have it, a fresh batch of my special sting brew. It's soju! He made some soju. Wasp soju. The ranchers of Bent Branch Meadows put in an order of a bottle quite some time ago, but gathering those husks is always such a chore. Speaking of chores, would you mind taking this to them as soon as you're able? The lass you're after goes by the name of Margalt. Give her the sting brew along with my regards. Oh, and apologize for the delay, would you? Yeah, that is an actual type of booze, so... Although you should not drink it if you are allergic to bees because it will cause the same reaction. Alright, further up. Then I should attempt to gather some latex. Hopefully, soon I shall also be able to get access to a chocobo. Make this all just a little faster. Good to see you again, friend. Did you learn anything about the lavender beds? Oh, adventurers only? Is that so? Well, these are trying times, and it's more important than ever for Gridania to attract capable individuals like yourself. I'm sure that one day my dreams will come to fruition. One day I'll have my own cottage and stables filled with my beloved chocobos. Can now teleport to the residential district. Cool. One more. Ah, yes, I'm Margalt. How might I... Sting Brew? Ah, the Sting Brew at last. I'm aware of what might be done to acquire this, and I'm most grateful to you. Few folk are willing to run towards a swarm of wrathful hornets. Ordinarily, this liquor is drunk for the unique and not altogether unpleasant stinging sensation it causes on one's tongue. It is, however, also an indispensable tool for repelling insects. We sprinkle it over the fields where the gishal greens are planted. Thanks to you, the crops will be untouched by pests this year. I hope one of our well-fed chocobos can return the favor by serving you as a mount someday. Yeah, I think this is where you get it, too. I think you might also have to do these quests in order to get it, so this is just me being preemptive. Seems like a waste of time now, but it's gonna save a ton of time later. Yeah, here we tend to use coffee grounds, like used coffee grounds. We put those in the garden beds as well, because caffeine is originally an insecticide. They do not like it, so they try to avoid it at all costs. But it doesn't harm people, and the plants like it. Okay, should probably get back to... get up by New Gridania again. And again, since it's technically compost, something left over from another product, it helps recycle. Okay, up in here should be good. I don't think there's anything that really is attracted to characters. So, finding mature trees. Botanists can use hatchets and other cutting tools to log the forests of Eorzea and gather materials for use in crafting. Trees that are primed for logging are known as mature trees. Mature trees are only discernible from other foliage when using the action Triangulate. While this action is active, the location of mature trees is displayed on the minimap. Once you've arrived at a mature tree, target it and select it to begin logging. So this is one of the classes that once I get areas unlocked is going to just shoot up through the ranks. So we need to find some mature trees first. I think I need to triangulate. There we go. I think this is like always, I don't know why they give it to you as a skill. I think it's like always active afterwards. Level 5. I don't know if I can harvest from this. Yes, I can. Okay, gathering. There we go. As many as 8 different types of items can be found on a single gathering point. Begin gathering by selecting an item from the list that appears after right-clicking the target. So there's like a bunch of stuff you can get from one point. Your chances of successfully obtaining the selected item are displayed as a percentage to the right of the icon. Gear with a high gathering rating will improve these chances, but only if your class level is at or above the item. Also displayed to the right of the item icon. Basically, the higher level you are, the more likely you are to be able to gather stuff. An item's position on the list is determined by its type. For example, branches are always found in the 3rd slot. Remembering which type of items are located in which slots will help you when coming across a new type of mature tree. Okay, so I also like to enable quick gathering most of the time because I'm usually going for like just one thing on the list. So as you can see, latex is a 100% gather, so if I chose to gather latex, which I need, there's like I'm guaranteed to get it pretty much every single time. Whereas if I was trying to farm maple branches, I'd only get it 80% of the time before I have to move to a different tree. They do reset really quickly, and so it's not too big of a deal, and you tend to get more experience points depending on like what level the thing is that you're trying to farm. So like this is level 5, so it'll give me the most experience. And this is level 3, but I need so much of all these materials for everything else I'm going to be working on with my gathering classes that in the background, I'm probably going to gather, I kid you not, like 99 of each. So if you see my botanist again, and she's already just way up there in the ranks, you'll know why. So I like to enable quick gathering just to continuously not have to reselect what I'm going for every single time, since I usually tend to go for one thing at a time unless there's like something special that appears, and occasionally there is like a seedling. But for now, let's just go for latex. So it auto-gathers. There we go. A list of items available through gathering can be viewed by opening the gathering log. This feature is accessible via logs in the main menu, so to help you remember where you can find stuff. Items that you have successfully gathered will at least once appear with a check mark in their locations. Gathering an item for the first time will earn you a special experience points bonus. So you get a little more experience for each tiny thing you gathered. Certain items can only be obtained in certain areas. To confirm where an item might be found, refer to the gathering log. Alright. So, did I get everything I needed? Deliver oil to Brea. Report to the Lancers Guild. My first hatchet. Nope, I need a few more. So as you can see in the upper right-hand map, there are what they kind of look like feathers to me. I think they're supposed to look like sprigs of wheat, but I honestly think they look like feathers. Alright, we get some new skills too. Arbor Call. Surveys the landscape to locate the nearest mature or lush tree within vegetation. Can only be executed when Triangulate is active. I think that points you in the direction of stuff if you don't already have anything on your map. So if you use Triangulate and nothing is around you, you can use Arbor Call and it'll be like, go this way. Find stuff in this direction. So right now, since we're level 3, we can only harvest from like level 5 trees. So once we're level 6, I believe, we'll be able to harvest from level 10 trees, I want to say. So can we interact with the thing, please? Thank you. There we go. You can also get shards, which you need to craft other things as well. So this is how you go about getting these at the same time. So if you're ever low on shards and don't know how to get them, here you go. Let's also really quickly... Oh, this doesn't work on the new... Yeah, okay, this doesn't let me equip it. Never mind. I was going to equip my ring for faster EXP, but I cannot. Okay, do I have enough latex for the Botanist Guild? I do. I do. Okay. In that case, I might get a little bit more to get myself up to level 5, just so that I can accept the next quest. See, that wasn't so bad. Field Mastery, 1 and 2. Increases the chance of obtaining items while gathering by 5%. So you can use some of your GP or MP or whatever for this. Increases 15%, but uses more MP. Alright, we're good. We're good. Which way is home? Home is the opposite way. Should I gather the one that's right here? It begins. My botany craze begins. There we go. And we get an achievement. But there we go. I have a whole area opened up that I can go logging in. Collecting materials. Just keep in mind you do have to mind the inventory down here. I will eventually get a retainer, I hope. So I can start selling stuff, and that'll be my primary way of making gil. Hey! That never looked like me. Stuff over here too. That's actually gonna mess with my experience. I'm gonna go do Botanist Guild first. Come back. Because then I can change out of this class. Because this class raises up very easily. I know I wasted my rested experience bonus on it, but I don't care. But since I'm going to be doing a ton of this in the background, like, I don't need to waste experience gain on it. How goes the gathering effort? Lest you forget, latex can be had just outside the Blue Badger Gate and the Yellow Serpent Gate. Ah yes, precisely 10 pots of latex, just as instructed. You've done well. Latex is easy to find and equally easy to harvest. As such, collecting the stuff is an ideal task for young botanists who are learning their way around a hatchet. Yet know that being able to swing said tool does not make you a botanist. You must also possess the knowledge to locate the resources you seek. That will be all from me for the present. I urge you to keep honing your senses and skills as a botanist, gather near and far, and learn from your experiences. I look forward to seeing you again when you have become better acquainted with the trade. Till then, I bid you happy gathering. The next quest will be available at level 5. So, now. Hello again. I'm told you've been putting your hatchet to good use. Well done. Yet as I mentioned before, hacking away at trees does not make you a botanist. You must also strive to deepen your understanding of nature. I say this in the knowledge that you have done just that. Whether you realize it or not, you have an air of a woman who is at ease with the world around her. I believe that you are already ready for your next task. I would like you to go to Treespeak and harvest 10 pots worth of maple sap. Once you have enough, pray deliver the sap to Cicely. She will be pleased to receive it. Off you go now. Character gear. I think I got a new outfit. Did I not? Gathering. Wait. No, this is also gathering. Is this the same thing? Oh, because this is my fishing one. I see. I see. I kind of like the red one a little better. Let's go back into Marauder. And of course, we have no HP or MP when we switch like that because Botanist has no HP or MP, pretty much. Wait, where's the crystal? It's all the way over there, but at this point, I'm actually closer to this one, so... Eh. Yeah, there's balloons and stuff! There's a festival going on. No idea what kind, though. Normally there's someone you can talk to about this kind of stuff, but since I don't see any quest markers, that's a sign that I'm not worthy of participating yet. Scarlet oil, it's gonna be down. I was going for the teleporter. There goes my brain again, running off. Ah, you're back. Have you procured the scarlet oil as I requested? Yes, everything appears to be in order. The ceremony may proceed as planned. I am grateful. To the elementals for delivering you to us. Pray accept the small token of our appreciation. Next, we have Lancer. The squirrels are dealt with then? Good. I'm pleased to see you've proven yourself useful. Was this? You wonder what happens to adventurers who fail to complete such trifling tasks? Why, such sluggards soon find no place for them within the city. And where do they end up after leaving Gridania? Well, you shall hear the truth of that before long. That's not ominous. Okay. Don't know if there's anything besides the MSQ here, so I might go outside the Serpent Gate. Ta-da! See if there's anything out here. There is! Because I kind of want to be thorough. You've come to lend a hand, have you? Well then, you're welcome to a task from my seemingly never-ending list. I'll need you to head west along the road and scrub down 2 of the malmstones. I swear by Nafika, these signs accumulate dirt and grime with almost unnatural haste. Oh, they are outside. Speak with Kujawana at Treespeak Stables once you've seen to them. She'll be glad to hear the maelstroms are clean. For the next 3 bills, at least. I wonder how much time a bell is. Other one's gonna be up the other way. If you want for work, I have need of adventurer willing to dirty their hands. No, I speak not of dark deeds. I mean only you have to deliver something. I myself would not dare venture deep into the Twelves Wood, but you seem more than capable of defending yourself. My colleague Gillian will furnish you with the item in question and provide all necessary directions. She should be somewhere behind the stables, supervising the field hands. If you've got a mind to make yourself useful, why don't you call some Mitelins from us? We train a lot of chocobos here. Seeing the youngins go wild when they get a sniff of a Mitelin. Some even throw their bloomin' riders. Let me tell ya, it ain't easy training a chocobo when she drops you on your head every time she sees a shadow. We've been getting nowhere with these birds lately. If you could rid us of a few Mitelins, then we'd be in your debt. Even the chocobos are like, nope, screw that. Ooh, there's a ton of quest stuff over there. It's probably the Mitelins. And Gasol greens always kind of look like cabbages, don't they? Except for in Chocobo's dungeon where they look like radishes. Maybe they look on like cabbages on top and radishes on the bottom. There's a thought. Well, I'll be. Vion actually found someone willing to lend a hand. Grab one of them burlap sacks over yonder atop the crate. Take the most convenient location to be sure, but where else can we store that stinking shite? Nowhere a visiting customer might catch a whiff, that's for sure. Deliver it to Nolanol down at the Blessed Bud. It's west of here, in case you be wondering. Seems our conjurer friend takes his gardening pretty bloomin' seriously. What? It's great fertilizer. Look at all the Mitelins! They're level 3, so it's kind of embarrassingly easy. I I notice I'm not getting any experience either. I think too because experience in this game scales based on level of you versus level of your enemy. And since I'm so high level, I get literally no experience for killing these. I'm just here for the story. That odor, is that what I think it is? Praise be to the elementals, I cannot thank you enough for your kindness. This bounty of chocobo manure shall nourish the plants and ensure their continued growth. Please relay my sincerest thanks to Vion upon your return to Tree Speak Stables. And a word of advice, wash your hands quickly lest the cloying stench of feces linger. Well, he's not wrong. Ah, welcome back, friend. I gather that smell is from the task complete? Oh my, did I neglect to inform you of the sack's contents? I cannot apologize enough. That would certainly explain why I agreed to help when countless others turned their noses up at the idea, so to speak. Well, what's done is done. Please accept this for your troubles, along with my thanks. It's fine. I'm used to farming. Thanks for your help. We can finally get back to training the young birds. Chocobos are skittish by nature, see? And training them takes a deal of patience. It doesn't make the task any easier that soldiers and adventurers tend to ride them towards danger rather than away from it. Any road, we're grateful for your help. Here's a small token of our gratitude. We haven't forgotten how you helped us with them Mightlands. Speaking of which, if you've a bit of time to spare, could I trouble you to gather some aphids? You can find them living in the tangled undergrowth near the Blessed Bud, but don't be surprised if your presence attracts a starving ladybug or two. They're rather fond of the wee violkin, you see. When you've gathered the aphids, deliver them to Captain Greethert? I don't know. Over at Etat Spire, and tell him Tree Speak Stables sends its regards. Normally you want to get rid of the aphids. People capture ladybugs to get rid of the aphids. So why you want more of them, I have no idea. I mean, they don't bite or anything, but they can ruin your crops. One of our shrubs got infested with it last year. And we didn't realize because they're green. And they were on the green leaves. And that shrub is right next to where we turn the water spigot, and you literally have to physically brush past the shrub in order to get to the spigot, and yeah, black clothes, bright green bugs. I was coated in them head to toe. Like barely a brush, and there's just these hundreds of little green specks all over me. It's like, great. We've got an infestation. What's this? You have something for me? Aphids from Bodwine. It's indeed a blessing. How? What use have we for aphid, you ask? Why, they're oil, of course. There is naught better for maintaining our weapons. Were it not for your timely delivery, I would have been forced to send a sentry to replenish our dwelling supplies. I'll have to thank Bodwin personally, and thanks to you too as well, friend. Yeah, unfortunately they are really, they're really fragile. So if you don't realize you have them on you, it's less that I don't have a fear of bugs, so I'm not worried about that. But like, if you accidentally like brush one when they're on your clothes and you don't realize it's there, you will just stain the ever-loving crap out of whatever outfit you're wearing. And the stain is going to be bright green. Ah, just the person. Your efforts on behalf of the Treespeak stables mark you out as a genuine talent. If you have confidence in your battlecraft may help, you would agree to help us in our fight against Ixal. According to reports, Ixali scouts have been sighted by the river, due west of here. Though that area is uninhabited, it borders Treespeak stables and Blessed Bud. We meant to drive them off before they can threaten our people. If several of their scouting parties were to be summarily dispatched, it might give their leaders cause to doubt the wisdom of their plan. Slay 2 Ixali Dulatons, 2 Ixali Lostwings, and 2 Ixali Slowbeaks. Show them the price they must pay for setting foot in our territory. Even though it was theirs first. I really hope, too, that they do more to explain 1.0 Final Fantasy XIV's lore, just because we don't have game access anymore. I really want to learn more of this world's lore. But for obvious reasons, I can't go back and play the old game. For better or worse. Oops, I didn't realize that person was there. Sorry! They're probably doing the same quest I am. My bad. I hate accidentally taking other people's kills. To be fair, if they attacked it first, they still get the experience, and it still counts towards their quest, so it's probably fine. People would just constantly mess with you in other MMOs, where it was always the killing blow that took the prize, and so I always feel like a bad person if I accidentally kill the enemy that somebody else was targeting. Ah, it's bloody work, but it had to be done. Your service to Gridania will not be forgotten. Thanks to you, we now have time to plot our next move. We could muster our forces and take the battle to the Birdmen, or consolidate our defenses before they return. I must needs consult with the commander. And don't worry, if it seems like I'm not gaining levels very fast, that's less to do with the game itself and more just the fact that I'm still technically in a beginner area, depending on where you start your game. Once I finish the Ul'Dah quests, beginner quests, it'll open back up to me and I'll start getting levels like crazy. It's just that I have to get all this done first. I could technically skip it, but like I said, since I'm recording this for posterity and because this game won't exist forever, I don't want to blow through everything. What's that? You've been cleaning mobstones? Why, thank you. With all the chores that need doing around here, I was afraid that they'd be left to get even filthier. It's not just that they're an eyesore, by the way. In that state, the creatures around here won't lay eggs on them. As to why, well, I can only assume their preferred nesting trees are in short supply these days. Be that as it may, we can't have monsters hatching from road signs. These paths are dangerous enough as is. Perhaps a sprinkling of sting brew could keep the beasts away. Again with the sting brew. Did you hear about Damata of Hristmill? Apparently Apo-Apos crept into her stores and made off with Muntoy beans. Ordinarily, Apo-Apos wouldn't go near them, what with their foul odor and even fouler taste, but food has become scarce of late. Truth be told, a good many of us are glad to get rid of such a stench. Still, I can't stand to see Damata so dispirited. Would you track down those thieving Apo-Apos and recover the Muntoy beans? I'm told 6 bags were taken, all told. The meta is well respected by all the women of Hristmill, so it would do you well to earn her a favor. So be polite, smile, and don't interrupt if she goes off on one of her tangents. But I do it too, so I'm used to it. Hristmill lies just north of here. You're likely to run into Apo-Apos on the way. With luck, you may even encounter the bean thieves themselves. This isn't gonna be like lemur coffee, is it? Like, oh, now the beans are even more valuable because they change composition after being eaten. One more. I'm usually pretty adventurous with food, but that one is a little sus even for me. Where's this? Is this back in? No, it's up the other way. It's up the stables. Yeah, I'm usually pretty adventurous with food, but if a food is either dangerous to eat or causes excessive cruelty in how it's obtained, then no, I usually abstain from that. But this one doesn't have any cruelty to it, but nope, I can't do poop. I'm sorry. Well met, traveler. May I interest you in Chocobo Porter? Ain't seen your face around here afore. It's my sworn duty to keep the peace in Hristmill and protect her from them as would do her people harm. If you mean to stay for a spell, you'll have to prove you can be trusted. Ours ain't a large community, and we've hardly any frightened folks, so there's always a need for battle-savvy types, what with all beasties lurking hereabouts. As it happens, we've been suffering from an outbreak of midges of late. Same. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you've seen it. There's, you can probably look up, like, Michigan Midge Swarm, or, like, I think they're Katydid Swarm or whatever. There's so many. Like, in Detroit, there could be so many of those on your, like, doors that you cannot see out of them. You can't see out, like, your windows or your slider doors. They're just absolutely layered with how many there are this year. It's insane. We didn't have the outbreak here, but apparently, like, in lower eastern Michigan, it's really, really bad. The buggers are driving our patrols to distraction. Now, if you were to exterminate, say, half a dozen swarms, we'd know you were a friend. Or they've shown, like, ship hulls, and, like, the entire hull of the ship is just bugs. Like, you can't see the floor. It's all bug. They're not harmful. They won't bite or sting you. It's just one of those, like, wow, that's a lot of bugs. You have the look of an adventurer. Adventurers love little tasks, do they not? Well, I need to head to the forest and pick up a glimpse-room for me. You haven't the faintest idea of what a glimpse-room is, do you? Glimpse-room is the common name for a variety of fungus with a unique white phosphorescence. What did you say? A glowing mushroom? Yes, I suppose you could put it that way. There is a colony on the rock face in the southwest of the Peace Garden. But do not simply pick the first one you come across. The brightest glowing mushroom you can find, if you please. Well, yes, I would love to be able to harvest glimpse-rooms for myself, but there is a small matter of Ixali scouts. Not terribly friendly, those chaps. Now off you go, then. Eventually, I think up in here, too, is where you build, like, your ultimate weapon. I suppose, well, for a Realm Reborn, anyway. I suppose there's nothing to be done. What's that? You have something for me? Beans. The missing bags of Muntoy beans, but how? You didn't track down those wretched Apo-Apos, did you? I had all but given up hope before you arrived, but with these beans I can make enough Muntoy tonic for everyone in Hristmill. As long as I have enough micro-chew leaflets to flavor it, there should be no complaints. Speaking of which, my son drank unflavored Muntoy tonic the other day. One of his friends challenged him to do it, he said, and you know what? He drained the whole cup in one great gulp without making so much as a face. Oh, he grows stronger and braver by the day, nay, the very hour. Either that or my secret recipe is rather more delicious than I imagined. Now that I think about it, a good many people have described the taste as unforgettable. Well, you never know if that means good or bad. Oh dear, if I'm to make this much Montoy tonic, I'll need far more micro-chew leaflets. Would you be so kind as to fetch 4 leaflets from the micro-chews outside the hamlet? I'm whipping up a fresh batch of Montoy tonic, you see. Oh, it's a lovely drink, absolutely bursting with nutrients and goodness. I'll have you know I always drink at least 1 cup a day. Alas, few people share my passion for heavy lifting. Truth be told, most won't touch the stuff. Not unless you add micro-chew leaves. Apparently, the taste and smell are too distracting for such nonsense. Oh, but listen to me prattling on like an Ishgardian priest. I shall stop talking and start stirring. Well, don't just stand there. Run along and fetch me those leaves. This batch will be ready soon, and it'll be such a shame if no one drinks it but me. Wait, is it like protein powder? She makes it seem like you drink it and it helps you buff up. Is that like that, what's it called? Spirulina? It's a glowing blue algae that's all the rage these days because it's loaded with protein. Plant protein, no less. There's more over here. The midges, right. Might as well get everything while we're out. Invincible, that means it locked onto me, but it decided to change its mind. I guess some of these come in pairs. Nope, need more midges. Not enough midges. There's a midge. There's 2 midges. It's weird, I thought these were friendly, yet some of them are attacking me. The fate must be over. Oh, look at all them monkeys! It's like a monkey jamboree. Let's get the Glim Shroom before I have to go back. Otherwise, I'll have to just come back out anyway. I guess there's still sun going on over there. Oh no, it's just because that person pulled them, that's why they're purple. I thought it was part of a fate. You've done us a kindness, improving your self-capable besides. Take this with Tristmill's thanks. Before you go, I've thought of something else you could do for us. Dang it, man! Tell me all the things you want. Make me do it in one trip. Would you mind going to Hedge Tree and seeing that all's well? Since ancient times, the tree has guarded the woods with her holy presence. Lately, though, we've been hearing reports of Ixal pecking around in the vicinity. No more than scouts, I'd wager. But if they were to lay their filthy hands on the Hedge Tree... well, it don't bear thinking about, so I'd much be obliged if you'd head south to the Hedge Tree and see that no harm has come to her. Oh, and if you have a chance counter of any Ixal, send 'em packing. Be warned, though, the birdmen ain't like to see their leave without a fight. Make sure you go well prepared, and keep your eyes peeled, alright? We're able to find the Glim Shrooms. Well, it looks like a puff mushroom in this layout. Would you look at the glow? Perfect. This will help me mix a potent remedy for the creeping death. Which is? To forestall the obvious question, the creeping death is a deadly plague that once ravaged the Huron population of Gridania. Though it can now be cured simply through conjury, it doesn't hurt to have a ready supply of the medicine. After all, out there in Hristmill, we cannot always rely on a conjurer to be on hand whenever the younglings cough. Thank the matron for wandering adventures, though, I guess in fantasy settings like this, you forget about just regular old disease. And that different races would be affected by different things. Stuff that would affect a Hume probably wouldn't affect an Aura, and vice versa. Whoa! Ah, you're back. Did you manage to find microchew leaves that I asked for? Let's see. Yes, that's 4, all right. Ah, such a lovely scent. Now you gathered the only 4 I asked, and not one more, yes? Oh, I know I shouldn't have to ask, but these days more and more people forget to only take what they need. If we're to live in harmony with the wood, we must respect life and remember what it means to take it. Never be wasteful. Know the value of life, and know the value of our time here in this world. That's why I always live my life to the fullest, wasting nary a moment and nary a word. Nay, not so much as a single one. Remember, if you mean to remain within the Twelves Wood, you must be ever mindful to show respect and gratitude to the forest and to the elementals. You know, you remind me of my son. He's a good boy, but sometimes forgets what it means to be Gridanian. Why, just the other day, I caught him and his friends throwing Muntoid beans at each other. Needless to say, I was terribly cross. Who wouldn't be? And all set to give them a memorable scolding, but when I noticed that they were playing in teams and that's my son was leading as the winners. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have been so proud, but when I saw the way he marched his troops, by which I mean his friends, it was clear to me that he was a born leader. Where was I? Oh yes, you see, later the day I was cooking dinner and he, quite without prompting, offered to wash the vegetables. He's such a good boy, you know. And she goes off on the tangents he said she doesn't go off on. And to not waste anything, but it's fine when my son does it, apparently. Because isn't that how it always goes? This should summon one too. Do I need to come back for that? I don't think I do. Nope. I'll just leave that person to their devices. They're clearly doing the same set of quests that I am. And I wish to not be a disturbance. I always think about with games like this, you could accidentally wind up on somebody else's stream super easy too. Slew an Ixal, did ya? Bloody birds will think twice before coming near our hamlet. The Ixal once dwelt in the Twelves Wood, you know, but long ago they woke the Green's wrath and were driven out. Needless to say, they weren't best pleased with us Gridanians took their place here. In fact, it's none other than the resentment what kindled their hatred for us. But I suspect I'm boring ya. By defending the hedge tree, you've come to prove yourself a friend to the Hristmill. If you can spare a moment, then I ask you speak with the others in the hamlet. Many of us here could use a hand, and I can't think of none better than to assist them. Yep, darn it. Where is it? There's another one. Pardon me, might you be the adventurer of whom Eadbert speaks so highly? If you could spare but a moment. I've never thought myself a popular girl, and men rarely give me cause to believe otherwise. Yet lately I've been the recipient of several gifts. Sparkling jewels and fine silks over which a prouder maid than I would surely swoon. All from an anonymous admirer. Naturally I was flattered, but I knew nothing of my mysterious benefactor. And so I endeavored to seek him out, only to discover that he is none other than Aelbert, an infamous rogue wanted for countless robberies in Gridania. I realize now that all of his presents were taken from others, and that I have unwittingly won the affections of a dangerous criminal. But that's not all. With his latest gift came a request. He insists that we meet in the woods outside Hristmill, where he intends to present me with his most precious gift. I'm at a loss. I beg of you, will you go in my stead? I wish only to be left in peace, but I fear a man such as he may be driven to violence when made to hear such words. I pray no harm comes to you. Need not worry, I have an axe. And I do not fear men, for I also have an axe. Really? You say not a word to me, but yet you attempt to spear me up the backside. Rude. How do you not know that I simply dyed my hair or adorned a wig in order to escape? All for naught. I give thanks that you're unharmed, at least. A letter for me? My dearest Emiria, I pray this letter finds you well. I know my gifts were sudden and many, but I hope that they were to your liking. Seeing you in the first summer of your womanhood, I could restrain myself no longer. Awkward. First summer of womanhood. My thoughts have only been for you these past many moons of what gifts might bring you happiness. Yet to see you smile from afar is not nearly enough. I long to live together with you in Hristmill, and nothing would bring me greater joy. I would give you a grand garden filled with white chamomile you love so. But such dreams cannot come true. My crimes are known and will never be forgiven. The most I can hope for is for you to know my heart. That would grant me a measure of peace, and so, if it does not cause you distress, I would write to you again. Yours ever, Aelbert. Thank you for bringing me this letter. His most precious gift, I understand now. But how did he know my favorite flower? Probably because he was stalking you? Is Aelbert? No, it can't be. Anyway, we must return the presents to their rightful owners. I know it will not erase this, Aelbert's sins, but perhaps the 12 will view him more kindly. Forgive this as a final request, but could you go to Gridania and speak with a woman named Mune? You should find her in the Carline Canopy. Tell her all that has transpired here today. She will know what to do. Like a recipe for pepper spray? I don't know if I killed him or not. It didn't exactly make that clear. Okay, these are level 25, so I should probably be just... Oh, you poor bastard. I'm so sorry. It don't even care for me. Now it cares for me. This kill I don't feel quite as bad about stealing just because the dude was very clearly running. Chocobo Porter unlocked. I don't even know if there's any quests I'll be able to do here yet. But we are attuned nonetheless. Yeah, I don't think I'm high enough level to do quests here yet. Which is fine. Tis what it is. Okay, speak with somebody in Gridania. That's like all the way back in New Gridania, so I might be able to just warp it. Because that's a long walk. And everything besides in this area is beyond my level reach. Anyway. Oh my gosh. You can hear the frogs. This is what frogs sound like in the Midwest. Did they use audio from the Midwest for their frog ambience? Sorry, I really like the sound of frogs. A message from Emiria of Hristmill, you say? I see. Oh, Aelbert, you fool. I'll deal with the stolen goods. Worry not. Yes, I know of the boy and his family. He once lived in this very town. One day he stole a handful of chamomile seeds from an influential merchant in the ebony stalls. You see, the boy had a sister, and chamomile was her favorite flower. Seeking only to make his sister happy, I doubt he grasped the gravity of his act. Regardless, his parents felt that he had brought terrible shame to the family, and so they disowned him. Cast out of hearth and home, he grew desperate, and those who think only of survival think little of law. A common enough tale, perhaps, but no less tragic for it. And now you know the truth. The sister Aelbert loved so dearly is Emiria. Ah, so it wasn't romantic affection, it was platonic. I hope. Emiria was too young to remember when Aelbert left, so her parents decided to conceal his existence. However, word of the boy's banishment soon spread, and the parents were forced to move to Hristmill to maintain fiction. By now, Emiria has surely heard the rumors of her long-lost brother. Though a gentle girl like her would never question her parents' honesty, and whatever faint memories one once had must have are long gone. But Aelbert has never forgotten Emiria. Despite the danger, I suspect he now keeps close to Gridania, refusing to leave his beloved sister a second time. I'll send Emiria some chamomile seeds by way of thanks for helping us to recover the stolen goods. If only it was as simple as returning them to the rightful owners. Sadly, Aelbert's crimes will not be so easily forgiven. But perhaps by the time these seeds have sprouted and their flowers bloomed, he will have found a new path. I still don't know if he's dead. Let's see, it's 4:22. I don't think I have any other latent quests here that I can get to just yet, so it might be time for Ul'Dah. I have to go down to go up, don't I? Yep. Greetings, this is the counter for passengers traveling to Ul'Dah. Oh, are you not Bren, the Lominsan Envoy? On behalf of all at the Highwind Skyways, may I say what an honor it is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Okay, over here. Need to find out how to get down. Is it raining here too? Huh. Maybe it's not like Genshin, where it changes based on where you are. Maybe if it's raining in one place, it's raining in every place. Ah, you must be the envoy from Lominsa. Welcome to Ul'Dah. The Flame General awaits your arrival. Welcome to Ul'Dah. We've been expecting you. The Flame General Raubun will receive you in the Fragrant Chamber. Please take the lift down to the Husting Strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. Words. Words we don't use in standard English. At least not here. Take the lift. And start unlocking some chambers. Not this way. We need to go like this. The Lominsan Envoy, I presume. Would you be so good as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear? My thanks. Ah yes, the Admiral's seal. Please proceed.
A guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale.
That's actually from gardening, but I digress.
I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Mervyn says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'Dah. I am Reborn al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Cartnow. I remember bloody Cartnow. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer, when we took the field against Garleans? So my counterparts have educated you. Connie's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. Wolves are beyond taming. 'Tis but a matter of time before they bare their teeth. So, it was with the Garleans 50 years ago. No sooner had they learned how to use Magitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by Legatus Solus Soscalvus, they swiftly brought the other nations of Ilzabard to heel, and so the Legatus became an emperor in its Republican Empire. An empire which then set its sights upon Eorzea. But the conquering empire is now the emperor is now an old man of 80 winters. His health is failing, and he has no clear successor. Like has not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet as of late. But the 14th Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. And their commander, Legatus Gaius von Balsar, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. We're here to strike now, I fear. God, I can't read his English is a little different, so it kind of messes me up. Were he to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others did before us, and not only Ul'Dah, but Gridania and Lominsa as well. For the calamity brought the lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes, never mind the Primals they mean to summon. We're a realm divided, adventurer, an alliance in name only. But the wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garlean stir and the Elder Seedseer would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the Empire, even the beast tribes and their bloody Primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear, and if we were to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Merwib will have her memorial. We will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people of what their brothers and sisters fought and died for. Shall I inform the Sultana and the Syndicate? I will speak with Her Grace myself. Very good, sir. The Admiral will have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Oh, we get a little airship buddy. You can now make use of the airship routes connecting the 3 nations. Before you may board an airship, you must pay the requisite fare and gil. Ah, my envoy, I trust your stay at the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind me asking, do you perchance have plans to visit Lominsan in the near future? If so, I have an information that may be of interest in you. I once accompanied the Flame General on an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with Badaron, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man sent word just now that he has a job for a capable adventurer. I can think of none with better credentials than you. Badaron would doubtless be pleased were you to offer him your services. And it sends me back to Limsa, but I'm not ready to leave yet, so deal. I want to go exploring first. Get all these nodes unlocked, except some quests. Learn how to knit. Is it raining in the city? Is there not a roof? There's a roof. I think, no, there's not a roof. I'm like, how is it raining through the roof? It isn't. There's an open space. That's a really nice attention to detail, though. Aelwyn has need of an adventurer to help him test a revolutionary new medicine. Ah, yes. At last my work is complete. Mark my words, this formula will revolutionize alchemy as we know it. With just a sip of this tonic, even raging fevers will be... Fevers will be instantly extinguished. But I must needs test it, adventurer. While I produce more, I bid you take this batch of Pearl Lane to a man there named Lambert. He is trusted by the other refugees. Persuade this Landibert to make a tonic and give it to his people. I require nothing in exchange. After all, if it is truly effective, it will be a tremendous boon to the advancements of alchemic arts and mankind at large. Homie's trying to make Tylenol, but the thing is, you don't actually want to like instantly dispel a fever entirely either. Help control it maybe, but not dispel it, because the fever is actually part of the response to your body fighting the infection. Completely do away with the fever and you have a harder time fighting infection. Oop, not you. Not you. Sorry. Daedrich. Ah, an adventurer. One of my favorite kinds of people. I bid your unquenchable thirst for exploration neatly complements the burning hunger for sagacity that marks our dedicated members. Welcome to the Alchemist Guild. Though I hesitate to define alchemy in such narrow terms, our main field of expertise is the concoction of various potions and elixirs. There are salves to treat all manner of afflictions. Do not mention miraculous libations that enhance the imbiber beyond our natural physical limits. Words. As an adventurer, I'm sure you can appreciate the eminently practical applications of our work. What say you? Care you take up a mortar and pestle and join our ranks? Yes. Wonderful. Now then, allow me to give you a brief history of the guild before we tackle the official paperwork. Though alchemists are presently known to be the quintessential brewers of potions, the profession itself arose from the desire to achieve an as-yet unrealized ambition. The original driving purpose behind the art was, and perhaps still is, the discovery of a process that can transform base metals into gold or silver. Words. And the mystical medium thought necessary to effect such a transformation is the Philosopher's Stone, which is itself believed to have properties. Panacean properties. I'm starting to get tired. Woo! I didn't sleep for 5 days straight. I kind of didn't. I said that as like a joke, but it really isn't a joke. I deadass did not sleep for nearly 5 days straight. And be capable of bestowing eternal life. The success yet eludes us. Years of endless experimentation towards this golden goal has the initially unintentional consequence of unearthing a wealth of knowledge in the field of alchemical medicine. Yep, it's true. One of the initial things they sought to do with alchemy was turn lead into gold, because they were just discovering how like protons, neutrons, and electrons work. And the only way to get funding was to tell the king, hey, we can take this like really common material, lead, which is found absolutely everywhere, and potentially turn it into gold, making you a very wealthy person if we succeed. So we found a lot of other things out in the process, and alchemy became chemistry, but in order to get the funding, because that's how the world works apparently, people don't see the advancements in science the way we do, I guess. Someone always has to have some ulterior purpose. That was the way they got funding in the past. Regretfully, alchemy's potential to enrich the lives of the masses was first met with a wave of distrust, as if our ability to create helpful compounds was akin to dabbling in back alley witchcraft. That's also true. A lot of people thought it was the same as witchcraft. Which, in a way, a lot of quote-unquote witchcraft was actually just, you know, medicine. If you put things together and it ends up making a cure, you didn't practice magic, you practiced science. The profession eventually gained credibility in Ul'Dah through its integration into traditional medicine by Frondale's Frontistry, an institution known for producing respected physicians. Once the city's shift in perception became known, budding alchemists wishing to study without fear of persecution journeyed to Ul'Dah from every corner of the realm. It was not long before this gathering of inquisitive minds banded together to form the Alchemist Guild. Thus, while our organization is intensely focused on perfecting and sharing the fruits of our research, it is also of paramount importance that we should uphold the reputation of alchemy itself as a legitimate discipline. If you would reveal the secrets of our art, then you must be prepared to shoulder the responsibility I have described. Take a moment to dwell on these words before you truly enter into a world of alchemy. I'm an aura in Ul'Dah. I'm prepared. Have you arrived at a decision? Are you ready to exult in the arts of alchemy and commit to the responsibilities that your enrollment entails? Accept. Excellent. Then allow me to direct you to our guild master. Gaining his approval is the latest test you must pass before becoming a full member of the guild. You will find the guild master Severin tending to his experiments at his personal workbench. I must warn you, he is rather intense of an individual. Pray you choose your words with care. What? What is it this time? Ah, you must be the merchant's lackey. Come to bring me my imp wings. Let's have them, then. Not a lackey? An inspiring alchemist, did you say? Speak up and pray that I heard awry. Did that babbling fool Dietrich send you to me? I specifically requested that I not be disturbed for nothing less than the coming of a second calamity. Do I appear as a kindly mentor to you? My research demands my absolute and undivided attention. Now be gone before I'm forced to... Wait. Perhaps I can... Yes, you must be the very assistant I require. I've had a change of heart. Congratulations, I approve your application to the guild. It is with great pleasure that I welcome a fellow seeker of knowledge into the fold. We could dispose with the interminable initiation ceremony, yes? Here is your first Olympic. Try not to drop it, for there is much work to be done. Yes, much work. He takes me on not as an apprentice, but as someone to fetch him coffee. God, I've had professors like that. In internships and stuff. Anyway, let's, character, really quick. I think this was the low-level gear, right? Yeah, this was. So let's do that, and then switch to this. Ah, and we avoid the underwear. Lost my shoes, though. Bare feet's fine. Oh, no, let's not assign it to Carpenter, though. Let us, create new for Alchemist. I can't wear anything on my head yet. Can I wear any pants? Let's just add some pants. Can't see it either way, but it makes me more comfortable knowing I have pants. Ah, I see you've managed to take hold of the Olympic without injuring yourself. An auspicious beginning. Let's see if we can continue this trend of unexpected success. For your first lesson, I wish you to use your weathered Olympic there and make me a bottle of distilled water. How do you say that? Not that. It's, yeah, a distilling apparatus, now obsolete, consisting of a round-necked flask and a cap with a long beak for condensing and conveying the products to a receiver.
Alembic.
Alembic. Thank you. Now obsolete. Yeah, no shit. Thanks. Distilled water is simply the end result of purifying a murkier sample of life's most vital element. As such, it provides the perfect induction to one of alchemy's most fundamental processes, taking a material and refining it into a pure form. I smell smoke. Neighbors probably lit up on fire. To perform this rudimentary exercise, you shall require a pail of muddy water and a water shard. The impure water can be purchased from the supplier standing near the entrance of the guild. The name momentarily escapes me. Esmenet? Yes, that was it. If it happens that you find the basic task beyond your abilities, then mayhap alchemy is not the discipline for you. Which would be quite upsetting, as I detest the thought of having to select a new assistant. Try not to disappoint me. To synthesize a bottle of distilled water for the guildmaster, select logs and crafting log. So I find it weird that they give us this alembic to work with when the actual animation is going to be mortar and pestle. And then a furnace. Like, where does the bottle come in? Okay, let's see. How many should I get? Muddy water, here we go. Actually, let me check really quick how much I need to make distilled water. Only one? Only one. Okay, I'll get like maybe 10 then. To see if I can get myself up to like level 5. Muddy water, here we go. Crafting distilled water. Yeah, see, I get a little pump furnace. So let's see if I can like zoom up on this. Yeah, it's a little hand pump here to blow air into it. I'm just increasing levels. Am I out? No, I'm not out. A little more. Gaining about 100 experience, so I'm gonna need a few more materials. Yeah, 150. So either, let's do 2 more to be safe. That'll get us up to 5. Won't take up too many slots in my inventory because that's gonna fill up really fast. That's why I'm not working on other things. I can, but I don't have a retainer at the moment. There. And why not? Ah, your task is to provide me with 1 bottle of distilled water. Come, you are wasting time. Purchase a pail of muddy water if you must. There we go. Magnificent. Your transformation into an alchemist has begun. Do you understand the liquid treasure you have made? Yes, it's still simply water, but now processed with almost limitless potential. In a properly distilled state, water provides the base ingredient for all manner of wondrous concoctions. And surprisingly, I somehow managed to do so without any charcoal. On the other hand, a potion created with impure water is not only likely to not have the desired effect, it may very well poison the imbiber. Look well upon the substance you ever find. See how crystal clear it has become. Not the most flavorful of libations, but still refreshing to pour over one's head on a stifling summer afternoon. Tell me, how did you feel the instant of its purification? Such a fine result must have sent thrills of excited satisfaction down your spine. Yes, I know well that sensation. To glean a pristine drop from filthy swill, it is a miracle born of mortal artifice. Nothing can compare to that rush of triumph in the moment when physical laws bend to one's will. Nothing. Homie, I boiled water. The greater your mastery of alchemy, the more ecstatic that feeling becomes. Go fill your chambers with bottles of distilled water and revel in each success. I think he just told me to take a bath. I return now to my experiments. When next you disturb me, I shall expect your skills to be worthy of a guildmaster's chosen assistant. What is it now? Gill for the poor? Another cursed love felter? Ah, you're that wretch that insists on dusting my bench, aren't you? No? Then who? Oh, my new assistant. No, do not bother me with more names. My mind shall not be cluttered with trivial details unrelated to the alchemical processes. I trust you have busied yourself with the mastery of your discipline. I have scant moments to spare on lessons, but I suppose I must invest a modicum of time in your training if you are to be of any use to me. Let us move on to the second fundamental principle of alchemy. Your understanding of this principle will be best facilitated by creating 3 bottles of antidote. For this task, you must needs acquire the stipulated number of grass vipers as well as a chunk of rock salt. I believe the guild often has the poisonous stakes in stock, so if you need only purchase them from that supplier last, yes, Esmenet. As for the rock salt, I believe that she can supply that too, and for a reasonable price. I rather suggest seeing her for all your simple ingredient needs, unless you fancy the idea of scrambling in the sand to find them yourself. In any case, I'm not terribly concerned with how you procure the materials. What is most important is that you experience the fundamental principle firsthand as you concoct the 3 bottles of antidote. Return to me with the bliss of new knowledge stamped upon your features. I think I technically already have antidotes in my possession, because he's already green, so I think I can just give him the ones that are pre-made. That's right, because they don't give a crap in the Trials of the Hand if you make them yourself or not. Have you completed the 3 bottles of antidote I need? God's help you if you've interrupted me for anything less. Yeah, I can just give him ones I already have. It doesn't matter. They're so big! Why are they so big? I would expect them to fit in the palm of your hand, but no. Aha, an excellent result. My precarious protege, I see that you have obtained the optimum viscosity without clouding the crimson hue. It'd be most interesting to see how well these mixtures perform on live test subjects. Well, of course they'll be poisoned. How else will I gauge the efficacy of your work? But never mind that. What have you learned of the second alchemical principle? You have produced a helpful compound by combining otherwise mundane or lethally harmful substances. Had this not expanded your awareness of what is attainable with this profession? Just as it is possible for a medicine to act as a poison in sufficient amounts, so it is possible for a poison to be utilized as a cure. Your successful creation of these antidotes is evidence of this very fact. Yeah, I already had this rant in Honkai Star Rail. Those without a knowledge of alchemy would spare not a second glance for the venomous grass viper, but mix its venom with the appropriate amount of rock salt and people will flock to your door to purchase your miraculous remedy. Study, experiment, and reveal worth in the most unexpected of places. The desire for sustenance and rest will become a minor annoyance once you have learned the joy of such discoveries. It is time you added the amateur's mortar to your repertoire of alchemical devices. The mortar is oft referred to as a secondary tool, but used in conjunction with the primary tool, such as the alembic, you will soon come to appreciate its value in your work. I foresee much much practical use for growing your skills. My eager apprentice, now run along and find use for your new toy. I have further research to conduct. So, alchemist, especially, is going to be one of the more annoying jobs to level up going forward, because we're going to have to, like, take out a ton of monsters, as well as both mine and gather for our materials. Potentially also fish. We're just gonna need materials from every single freaking additional class that there is for alchemist. get money, because we already have everything else. So, alchemists can be a little bit of a pain in the butt for getting materials. You can purchase them off the marketplace, but they tend to be a tad expensive as well. So, yeah. Eventually, in my own time, I'm going to increase all of these to level 10, and then in, like, one of the future episodes, like, doom then. But for now, I'm probably good. So let's see, there's an Ethernet shard here. Is there anywhere else? I need to go upstairs. I don't think there's anything else down here. But I am going to teleport to the Chamber of Rule, just to make it faster, because I am that lazy. Will they let me upstairs yet? Here's hoping. To Ruby Road Exchange. You there. Yes, darling, you. They say you're the lass with the brass. Well, they call me that too, but for a different reason. Name's, Pamalman, and I earn my keep as a dancing girl in these markets. Aye, it's a living, and a good one, but it's not exactly what I set out to be when I bid farewell to the mudflats. I know. Isn't that the way of the tale curls? Still, I should like to be one of those dancers, Dexter. You know, the sort they engage for the grand balls. To be a dancer of craft, not mere wiles, and keep company in high society. Of course, I'd have to learn the proper sort of dancing, less shimmy, more stately, and that's where you come in, darling, because I've got a quarry for you to track down. They say the dancing master named Gwillinox is in town. All the highborn ladies are aflutter, wanting to take lessons with him. He's the best, and that's the word. This is my chance to be something finer than Minnie the Minx. Go to the Steps of Thal and ask around about him, won't you? Nope, gotta go down this way. So, how are you taken to Ul'Dah? Huh? How do I know your name? Information is my stock and trade, venture. You'd be amazed what I know. As long as you're here, mayhap you can do me a favor and take this missive to Josias, the Platinum Mirage. Hang on. My eyes itch. Ah! Can't see without my glasses. It's just over yonder, and the man will give you some gil for your trouble. If only all work in the city was this easy, huh? Well, healed youth? Is this gonna be... It could happen to you. A well-heeled youth on the Emerald Avenue seems to have been the beneficiary of some good fortune and may not be adverse to sharing it. This is different. Do be careful with those. Break anything and I shall be forced to deduct it from your salary. Beg pardon? What is my loyal manservant carrying? Well, a not-so-small fortune in prizes, ably won by yours truly at the Gold Saucer. You have heard of the Gold Saucer. Nay? Ye gads! You might at least try to keep up with the times. It's not only the Sultanate's newest and finest place of entertainment. Yeah, Pika always starts their streams over in the Golden Saucer. Thrilled to the sight of majestic birds roaring down the straits at the chocobo races. Pitch your wits against your peepers at the Triple Triad tables. And the Gold Saucer, one can do all this and more, and if you know what you're about, you'll walk on out a wealthier person than you entered, if there's a better place. 1 second. Where'd my OBS go? There is... Boop. People talking in Ul'Dah. To shake off one's cares after a grueling day of pomerating, I've never heard of it. Did I mention the prizes? But I dare say you'd rather discover them for yourself. Yes, I'll wager you're wondering just how in Thal's good name you can experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer firsthand. Am I right or am I right? I thought as much. Well, since this has been my lucky day, I don't see why. It should be yours too. I just so happen to have a spare golden airship ticket, you see. Consider it a gift from me to you. Just show the ticket to the fine lady over at the landing and you'll have a seat on the next airship bound for the revelry and riches. Be fairly warned, though, you may expect no mercy from me should our paths cross at the Triple Triad tables. Nay, not so much an ounce. Yeah, somebody's shouting in here. There's different modes of talking in MMOs, people. And someone's barding in the corner, I believe. You there. You have the look of an adventuring sort. I've been looking for someone like you to help me with my new piece. This is your golden opportunity to be immortalized with the pages of the Raven, Eorzea's... It's hard to concentrate with them doing that. Eorzea's predominant tabloid. Rest assured that unlike reporters for more unsavory rags, I, Kifis Jakaya, credit all who contribute to my articles. What do you say? I promise that at the very least you'll have the experience more enriched and with the appreciation of finer aspects of journalism. Your contribution shall be much appreciated, I'm sure. Now then, the matter at hand is the invitation, to which the Raven officials from the Gold Saucer. We have been asked to write a piece of the festivities currently underway at the establishment. Naturally, the Raven's most senior reporter, I was chosen for the privileged task, and hopefully the person playing in the background doesn't cause me to get a DMCA. I carry the reputation of my publication on my shoulders, and there's no shame in recruiting an assistant or two with whom I share the weight. I need someone with keen skills of observing and dazzling insight. And judging by my previous experience with adventurers, you should be well equipped for this task, so how about it? Can I count on you? Please just... Very good. Well then, let's depart for the Gold Saucer at once. The invitation states in a manner of the staff awaits the arrival at the entrance square. Oh, I didn't realize you were taking me there? I don't think I am. Seasonal event quest accepted. Oh, that's different. Oh, sorry. I always worry about bards causing DMCA in these streams. Jakuta, the merchant, is visibly perturbed and is in need of some assistance. Tell me what brings you here, friend. Oh, looking for a bit of work, perhaps. Some small job to add weight to that coin purse of yours, Well, you're in luck. The Pugilas have just been placed in order with me for several of their leather gloves and hardiness that they use for sparring. But the traders are cruel, and I find myself lacking the hides required. Would it be that I had the pelts of a few snapping shrews? What do you say, friend? Care to help a merchant down in his luck? Bring me 5 snapping shrew pelts, and I promise to make it worth your while. You can find the creatures roaming central Thanalan. Apparently there's stuff in here. You have business with the Platinum Mirage this morning? A missive from Wimund. Alright then, let's have a look. Bird is barren, lest the hounds feast. So it goes. Oh, this, well you see, the guild is often contracted to provide protective services. Unfortunately, for this particular petitioner, Wymund's investigation has revealed his finances to be wanting. Maybe adventurers like you don't mind working for free, but we have a business to run. I myself have 4 mouths to feed, so this bird will have to fend for himself, I'm afraid. Hey you, I saw you looking at me. You've got something to say, huh? What are you, a Pokemon trainer? No? Well, I do. Do you know Didi Lada? Short? Broke? Never pays what he owes? Yeah, that bleeding whoreson. Tell him to pay up, or I swear by the 12 I'll beat him so hard it'll feel like the second coming of Dalamund. If I see that little shite's face, I'll end up pounding him into a bloody pulp, like it or not. So you go and tells him. Oh, it stopped raining. I feel like a collection agency. Oh gods, be good. Glether's cocoon. Alright, I'll get back every gil I owe. I swear it. But no more beatings. I beg you. It feels kind of wrong to beat up on something so small, but maybe they're like the little T's from Crystal Chronicles, where they're like small in stature, but just as strong as like full-size people. I don't know a whole lot about, Lalafell. I keep wanting to say Taru Taru, and I know that's not right. That's Final Fantasy XI. Look, I've got the gill in hand. I do have this ring. And ain't much to look at, but it'll surely fetch a high price. Was me dear departed mum's wedding ring. God's rest her soul, but she'll understand. Show it to my main over at the ossuary, and you'll get your coin. Again with the free company invites. Greetings, adventurer. What brings you to Aranzanth Ossuary? You wish to sell this heirloom on behalf of Didalada. Very well. It is most unfortunate when such drastic measures must be taken. And doubtly so when the item in question is a fake, and such a gaudy, poorly wrought one. Also, you do know that our appraisals are not free. Normally this fee is subtracted from the agreed value. Alas, considering the negligible value of the ring, I'm afraid you would still owe us. However, since this is a rather unusual circumstance, we shall waive the fee just this once. No need to concern yourself with the bauble. I will personally see to its disposal. Ouch. I'm Erasmus, Order of Naldthal, and I am charged with studying the anatomy of this region's fauna and the environs in which they dwell. For the dark art of the Order is death itself, and power over death can come only through knowledge of life. One day I shall publish my findings in a single comprehensive volume, The Many Breaths of Thanalan, but there is much work to be done over that day. Aid me, sister, bring me 5 bottles of marmot blood, and perhaps I shall name you in a footnote. Yay, a footnote. Marmots are hardy creatures that thrive nigh everywhere. You will most certainly find them just outside this city in western Thanalan, by way of the Gate of the Sultana. Do take care. They can be feisty little creatures when threatened. How can the ossuary demand such an exorbitant contributions every single moon? It's outrageous, I tell you. Don't they understand that a woman has needs? How do they expect me to pay for rogue and sunsilk dresses and feed my marmot? Oh, and if only I had the foresight to marry a more ambitious man, it's all his fault. If he just worked harder and showed some initiative, surely he would be rewarded, maybe even promoted. And your job? If things don't improve, it won't be long before I join the beggars in Pearl Lane. Save me from such a cruel fate, I beg of you. Speak with my husband, Bobonima, and find some way to motivate him. You should find him at the Coliseum entrance, wearing one of those ridiculous outfits. Let's go attune with the Aetherite really quick. Should be one more this way, and then I think stuff is going to be underground for the most part, if not outside the city. Oops. Here we go. Porter registered. Okay, what am I missing? Done. Ah, there's a whole other layer! There's a whole other layer! That's why! That's why there's more to this city! One second. My mom's texting me if I want food. Is there an inn in here? Medicine for the sick? And we're not fools. We know full well that bastard Aelwyn is up to. But we'll accept his medicine nonetheless. Look at us, beggars can't be choosers. Might be as it's a mere experimentation to him, but to us it's a matter of life and death. If we've got to choose between this bastard swill and nothing at all, is it really a choice? Ah, right, they don't trust alchemy for medicine. Few come here by choice, and few are still bearing medicine. Your kindness won't go unrewarded. This face is important to us, but I want you to have it. It's just some old pottery, I know, but it might be valued by collectors of cultural artifacts. There are men who are willing to pay good coin for such objects. If you go to the Sapphire Avenue for exchange, you'll find one of them. Yeah, I'm getting... She's gonna want me to do stuff, so I might need to find an inn. Where's the inn? Anybody know where the inn is? Looking for the inn. Steps of Nald. I would guess it's up here. Yep, right here. Adventurers Guild. Since I'm probably gonna have to go. Wrap up the stream. I know it's kind of an awkward spot to stop, but that's how life is. I might do more tomorrow. Provided that things behave. Good day to you. How may I serve you? Retire to an inn room, please. As you wish. Right this way. Fancy. I still think I like Gridania's rooms best, but with this, this is where I'm gonna call it a stream because I gotta get going. But hopefully we'll do more of Ul'Dah's main, not main quests, but beginner quests next stream, and start furthering along the main story quest as well. So with that, this is where I'm gonna call it. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined, and I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye!